Hi students, welcome back to the Google Classroom of Class 7 History Chapter 1 Tracing Changes Through 1,000 Years. I hope all of you have learned the previous chapter of our geography very well and you all performed very well in your test paper. Children, we have learnt about ancient India in 6th standard. But in 7th standard, the whole volume of 7th standard history would focus on medieval India. As the name of this chapter suggests, in this chapter we are going to study about the changes took place 1,000 years of medieval Indian history. India was a famous country from long time and people from other countries used to visit us for mainly trade purposes. In 1154 CE, CE means Common Era or Christian Era, an Arab geographer named Al-Idrisi made a map of India with details of geographic features. The main thing you can see in this map is that the map is in inverted form. In our textbook, we have two maps. The second map that we have with us was made approximately 600 years after the first map made by a French cartographer in 1720s. The places like Kanauj and Uttar Pradesh was clearly indicated in that map. The tagging on the map was done in Arabic language and was created for the Norman King Roger II of Sicily. This is Norman King Roger II. So children, medieval history, medieval India refers to 8th to 18th century CE or Common Era in the Indian subcontinent. It is divided into two periods, the early medieval period and the late medieval period. The early medieval period, which lasted from the 8th to the 13th century, and the late medieval period, which lasted from the 13th to the 18th century. As the name indicates, tracing changes through 1,000 years, there are so many changes in this medieval period. The first change in the use of maps. Children, in our textbook, we have two maps, Map 1 and Map 2. The map of India by Al-Idrisi, that is Map 1. This was made by the Arab geographer Al-Idrisi. What is the name of the Arab geographer? Al-Idrisi. It was made in 1154 CE or Christian era. It was made in 1154 CE. In this map, South India is where we would expect to find North India, because this map is in inverted form. Sri Lanka is an island at the top of India. This is the Sri Lanka and this is India. So in this map, the Sri Lanka is an island at the top of India. The names of places are marked in Arabic and there are some popular places of Uttar Pradesh like Kanauj. Then this is the second map of India made by a French cartographer. It was drawn in the 1720s, that is 600 years after first map, and this map is more familiar to us. The coastal areas in particular are detailed. It was used by the European sailors and merchants on their voyages. So children, who is a cartographer? This is very important 1 mark question. Who is a cartographer? A cartographer is a person who makes maps. Okay. Cartographer is a person who makes map. Change 2. in new and old terminologies. The meanings of various terms changed over time or over centuries. The meaning of the term Hindustan has changed over the centuries. First one, Persian chronicler Minhaj-e-Siraj. The name of Persian chronicler Minhaj-e-Siraj. The area of Punjab, Haryana and the lands between Ganga and Yamuna in the 13th century, and he used the term in political sense for the lands that were under Delhi Sultanate. So this Minhaj-e-Siraj, the Persian chronicler, used this term Hindustan. Then it was used by the next one, Babur. The geography, the fauna, and the culture of the inhabitants of the subcontinent, and it was used in 16th century. Amir Khusru used the term Hind in a similar way. So this term Hindustan was used by Babur in 16th century, and according to him, the geography, the fauna, the culture of the inhabitants of the subcontinent are termed as Hindustan. Then Amir Khusru used this term Hind in this similar way. Then today, nowadays, we use the term Hindustan to indicate the modern nation state. Okay, these are the meaning of the term Hindustan. So this meaning of the term Hindustan has changed over the centuries. First, it was used by the Persian chronicler Minhaj-e-Siraj in 13th century, and then it was used by Babur in 16th century, and now today we use this term Hindustan to indicate the modern nation state. So, children, who is chronicler? The person or one who keeps record of past events is termed as chronicler. Children, likewise, the meaning of the term foreigner has changed over the centuries. In the past, the term foreigner indicates a stranger who was not a part of the society or culture. But in the present, the term foreigner indicates someone who is not an Indian. So this is the difference between the term foreigner used in the past and the present.
Let's conclude this session by recollecting all the concepts. Who is a cartographer? A person who makes maps is known as cartographer. Then, in our textbook, we have two maps, map 1 and map 2. What is the speciality of map 1? It was made by an Arab geographer, Al-Idrisi. Then the second map was prepared by a French cartographer 600 years after the first map. Then this map is in inverted form. So children, please note that the corresponding URL, notes of the lesson and test paper are also attached along with this video. Make use of all these available resources, study well and attend the test paper without fail. Thank you.